I love my prairie.
Diane Macaulay is an unusual gardener. She spent 20 years converting her backyard into what it may have looked like hundreds of years ago, a prairie filled with the kind of plants that existed here in Michigan before the European settlers came, native plants.
The more native plants we can keep alive, the richer will be the planet in the future.
Native plants are good for the environment. They don't use much water, they don't require fertilizer or pesticides, and they support the insects that many birds need to survive. To try to save native plants and the wildlife they support, Diane uses fire. It burns away other plants that threaten the natives.
The burn kills many small invasive plants and actually stimulates some native plants. I had my first burn in 2003. After that, I started planting and sowing, and I've just been at it ever since. This open area here just screamed prairie at me. It said, I was a prairie, make me a prairie. So I did.
Diane Macaulay is a member of the native plant movement. She and others oppose the formal flowers and lawns of typical American homes, preferring instead wild native plants.
So much going on, so much to look at. The critters, the butterflies, birds.
It's one of the most beautiful things in the world.
Other people like Diane use native plants in their homes and office buildings. Diane Macaulay worries that without native plants, some insects are threatened, and so are the birds that feed on them.
So suddenly if you were to take those native plants out of the equation, suddenly you'd start to see less diversity of birds as well. It would be pretty much like Silent Spring that Rachel Carson talked about.
We are rapidly losing plants and animals because of the giant human footprint.
When I was a child, there was lots of butterflies all over the place, but there's more and more people living here now with shopping centers going in and businesses and more homes. We're losing more and more of our prairies.
Some landscapers encourage clients like Diane to use native plants, but trying to persuade more people to be like her is a challenge.
People accusing me of trying to sell weeds.
People think native and they think weeds.
Some people think they look weedy.
Is there resistance to the native plant movement? Yes, but I've been surprised at how little.
Diane encourages neighborhood kids to plant native plants. A local school also spreads the word through children.
We start at a very young age with our kindergartners, preschoolers even, and first graders all go for a walk in the woods every single morning. They basically have an experience of native plants. I just really want them to become familiar with and honestly to love these things that we come across out in nature. That we are part of nature, and we are the stewards of it.
At a public park, after a prescribed burn, children sow the seeds of native plants.
Plants matter. They're not just decorations. They have vital ecological functions, and all over the planet we have to treat them better.
There are so many people on Earth that if we just let everything go, that this planet will not be habitable. At least it will not be beautiful within a couple of generations. And I thought I wanted to do what I could on my own plot to have it beautiful.